Alright. Yeah, I just want to talk, and I'm also addicted to Stardew Valley. Not addicted, I would just say, getting back in the groove. So, yeah, I'm just gonna talk while playing, because Stardew is not very intensive on the mind. There was something specific. I watched a video on, dream sequences, or, like, not memories, existentialism, because this dude read a manga, Usuzumi no Hate, or Nihate, which is about this robot girl going, she's sent by, like, oh shit. She's sent by, like, old Earth, or the people who didn't get fucked up by this disease, and she's sent to Earth to sort of recover, not recover, but research and fix shit and just kind of exist. Basically, humanity fell to this disease that crystallizes you. And by the way, this is the farm. I got the sturgeon. Because they're cool. You get me, motherfucker. I'm gonna build 2 more, maybe 3 more across, like that. That would just be hard and here. Another one right here. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah. And then they talked about Signalis, and then the end portion of the video was about Goodbye Eri. And I thought, it made me realize that Fujimoto is one of the few manga artists that tells very complex and, like, I feel like he's one of the best at writing narratives within manga currently. Because I feel like a lot of manga artists and manga authors kind of fall into the trap of making they start off really well, you know, with a great hook, the first 20 chapters are, you know, banging, but, you know, after that, they need to pad time, you know, they need to make the manga run longer, so what do? Well, they just ass pull shit. No, this is not a cope about that one Amnesia manga, I swear. Because, oh, fuck, what is the name of that? I'm gonna look it up. Manga about guy who wakes up without memories of his family. Ichinose Family's Deadly Sins, where it just kind of felt like Giguk talked about it in Trash Taste, and I was sitting there watching, I was like, man, he put this as, like, his top, you know? Nothing wrong about enjoying it, but personally, I felt that he kind of wrote himself into ass pulling a bunch of shit, where it got just like, there were so many ideas floating around, so many different storylines, so many, like, things, and it just kind of felt like a twist for the sake of a twist, you know? Like, there wasn't any lead up, no, like, nothing showing this. It was just kind of like, who's the white-haired guy? Turns out he's your fucking brother, and, you know, it just felt very cheap at some points, so that's why I stopped reading it, but I might just be, the media literacy demon might just be striking again. Might just be me being stupid and having no media literacy at all, but, it is what it is. I derive no joy from continuing after, like, fucking chapter 20 or some shit, and I was like, alright, see you, chief. But, I was gonna say something. What was I saying? Oh yeah, about Goodbye Eri and how Fujimoto is one of the best storytellers. I think him and the Kaguya author is really good. I think, actually, hot take, I think Oshinoko is kind of iffy right now. Which is a hot take, I think, given it's one of the most popular manga currently publishing. But it's again the same thing as how I felt with the Ichinose family's Deadly Sins, or whatever the fuck their name is, where it was like, oh, he killed his... Where it feels like the author, I forget his name, Ayaka or something? Ayo? They wrote Instant Bullet and they wrote Kaguya-sama, that's all I know them for. But it feels like the author, like, kind of realized, oh, I solved the main issue of, like, Aqua finding his father's murderer too quickly. Okay, let's make it so that, you know, it's actually like this now. And I'm like, okay, you know, cool, bro. And it's like, oh, it kind of feels like we already went down this story path with the play and, like, the more recent arc just seems like the play with a reskin, you know? At least that's how I'm viewing it, so I personally don't have much interest in continuing reading Oshinoko. Instant Bullet, though, I loved Instant Bullet. That was such a great manga. Probably reread it and fucking actually think about it. Fuck you, baby tree. Yeah. The reason why I say Fujimoto is one of the best authors in terms of writing is that his story seems so cohesive, and I think a lot of manga artists, and just mangaka in general, not artists, authors, don't know exactly when to finish a story, whereas Fujimoto always seems like he has a definitive end, like he has a end destination that he wants to get to, and... You know, there was a whole thing about when you write a story, you can have everything planned out, or you can just go with the flow, see what happens, see how the characters react, you know, just, like, follow your instincts when you're writing it, and there's benefits to both styles, and I think Fujimoto, though, I think in manga, though, a lot of authors, their stories get really, not spread out, but they kind of get... They fall in on themselves, like Bleach, for example. I felt like Kubo just kind of had to keep writing arcs, you know, because it's like, oh, it's Bleach, you can't finish it. So, and that's why some of the later arcs suck massive fucking weenie, because I feel like he was just writing for the sake of writing. Well, not writing for the sake of writing, I think... He was just... he was like, okay, I ended the arc with Ichigo losing his powers. How do I get it back? And then we had one of the worst arcs in the manga. Or worst arcs in Bleach. At least for me. With the the goddamn spirit people or whatever the fuck. I was just kind of like, okay, cool, man. They were such a side note. And then... It feels like the 1,000-Year Blood War, he actually had, like, a goal, you know? There was an end point, there was a thing he wanted, and he wanted the story to end on this beat. And because of that, I think the 1,000-Year Blood War is one of the strongest arcs, despite there being so much bullshit and assholes in it. Like, despite there being so many stupid fucking, like, by the way, these people are actually stronger and they come out of nowhere and we've never heard about them before. And, like, oh, Ichigo's, by the way, your mom was a Quincy. And it's like, alright, sick, chief, you know? Despite all that, I still think 1,000-Year Blood War is one of the best arcs in Bleach, simply because it's just so hype. But, yeah. Goodbye. The reason why I thought about it is because the creator who made the video, he brought up some really good, his opinions on how Goodbye Eri was, like, or his thoughts and his opinion on the story of Goodbye Eri, because Goodbye Eri is not, like, doesn't have a set plot. It's very open to the interpretation of the reader. Like, for me, Goodbye Eri, if I remember, ends with the guy walking out of the abandoned building. Spoilers, I guess. Where Eri is, and the building explodes. So, because of that ending, my interpretation is that the manga is the third film that the main character releases, and we, the reader, are viewing the film. You know? Like, none of it is, but his interpretation is that he takes the blurry panels as a story. What am I saying? Whereas the video creator, the content creator, I forget the guy's name. I have the fucking brain power of a goldfish right now. That's what happens when I have a hot shower, I guess. I just become idiotic. Not very different from normal though. But his interpretation was more about, like, he took the story more literally, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Where it's about, see, when Eri was talking about how, like, she didn't die and she's a vampire and that, you know, when she dies she forgets her memories, the video author took that more seriously than me, because to me this is just another character, another act in the film. She's still playing a character, you know? Whereas the content creator took that scene and her words more as like, okay, this is like the actual, she is this, you know? His sense of disbelief pushed further than mine, you know? Because, like, for me, you could also interpret it as like, Eri did die, and this is just, you know, the memories that the main character feels about Eri. You know, like how he's viewing the film and he's imagining Eri's with him, and him walking out and the building exploding is him forgetting, you know, Eri's real quote-unquote personality of her being a bitch and shit, and living with the memories that he has on the video. It could be him forgetting Eri entirely because she was, I don't know, because it hurts or something, similar to his mother. It's his way of coping. Like, there's so many different interpretations you could take Goodbye Eri, and that's what makes it such a fantastic one-shot into manga. There we go. We're doing fine. Anyways, yeah, that's why Goodbye Eri is one of my favorite one-shots of Fujimoto's. Or probably my favorite one-shot of Fujimoto's. Also, can we talk about how amazingly, like, good the characterization of Fire Punch is? I'm not talking about the story itself, because Fire Punch is a very, not controversial, but it's a very, like, wacky story, you know? What do I need to make a furnace? 25 stuff. But I think with Chainsaw Man, the story is the strongest part, whereas with Fire Punch, the characters are the strongest part. The characters are also very strong in Chainsaw Man, but in the later seasons, they're kind of taking a backseat to the main plot, you know, with the whole Barum thing, you know? I feel like, personally, I'm not enjoying it as much as other people, simply due to the fact that, how many is 75 divided by 5 is 10, 15. There we go. Like, I'm not enjoying the part 2 as much, or the part 2 of part 2, the second arc of part 2 as much, because for me, I think the strongest thing about part 2 was the interaction between Denji and Asa, and having Asa as the main character. But I think that is simply because Part 2 doesn't really lend itself as well to the weekly release schedule, simply because the chapters are so fast that it feels like you're not really, nothing of note is happening. Everything big is just like bang, 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 bang. No rest time, no nothing. Whereas in the first initial half, it was very lax and not lax. That's the wrong word. It was better paced, I would say. I really think he should stick to like bi-weekly or tri-weekly or even monthly to release part 2. I think bigger chapters, like 40-page chapters, like monthly, is a much better means of Chainsaw Man being produced. Because it's weekly, and because the chapters are so fast-paced, when you're reading it weekly, it doesn't feel like it feels like you're reading just like 4 pages. Whereas if it was released in a big one, like a one big sitting, and you read it from start to finish, it would probably be significantly better, I think. I think Chainsaw Man Part 1... I'm gonna say Chainsaw Man Part 1 was better. Like, it was better to read it weekly or when it was... or by release than it is to binge it. Because the tone of the story, like, the in-betweens felt longer when it was being released. You know? Like, the downtime felt more downer. So it felt like you had more of a break between big story moments and then, you know, another big story moment. Like, again, spoilers for Chainsaw Man. So, like, the break between Aki getting krilled, and then, like, the final arc. Like, and realistically, there's, like, 1-2 chapters until Power shows up and then she dies, right? I also have Stardew Valley Expanded, if you didn't know. But yeah. Anyways, I was talking about the good characterization in Fire Punch, specifically because there's a character in Fire Punch which is it's like a fucking genius idea. I've wanted to read Fire Punch, and I've gone through the first 20 chapters, but the pacing, I'm like, okay, cool, man. I can't really get through the pacing of it. I probably can now. I was younger when I was trying to read Fire Punch. But, man, it's a trans... This is why I think Fujimoto is one of the greatest manga authors of all time. There's a trans character who is... let me see. I want to properly do this justice. I don't want to get it wrong. Fire Punch trans character. Togata. He is a transgender man. Are they originally a girl or boy? Gender man. So, oh yes, they're a trans, okay, they're a trans person who, femme to mask, or feminine to masculine. That's what they are. And I think it's such an amazing character, because they have regeneration as their, like, superpower, or whatever. And when you think about it, like, that is probably the most depressing thing for a person. To feel disgusted in your own body, you know? Or feel like you're not fully understood. But being unable to change that. I think that is, like, it is such a great character, you know? And there's plenty of lenses you can look at him through, you know? You can look at his superpower being, you know, society stopping him, or you can see it being, I don't know, his self, whatever. I didn't read Fire Punch, so I can't really dive into, you know, the different interpretations of Togata as a character. But, like, that is such an amazing character design. Not design, but just an amazing character. And from what I hear, Fujimoto tackles it very well. You know, Togata feels, you know, anger. He's sad because he can't feel right in his own skin. Every time he gets surgery to change his gender, his regeneration kicks in. And he reverts back to his original. Like, he can't feel comfortable in his own skin. And I think that is such a hard-hitting character that a lot of authors, I think, and manga wouldn't be able to properly, you know, write. Whereas, from what I've seen, this is, by the way, me not reading Fire Punch, and just hearing that people really like Togata as a character. From what I hear, Togata is a well-written character who explores these themes well. There's a big issue, I think, in manga with writing, probably, I guess, I'm not going to say issue, I'm just going to say a lot of authors, I think, can't write realistic women. Like, it's difficult for them. You know, like some early shonen where it's like, okay, you kind of get the character that they're going for. Of course, that's a generalization. There are great female characters, great mangaka. What am I doing? I'm just walking around. Like, Full Metal Alchemist has great... Like, Olivia Armstrong is really enjoyable. What's another great one? Chainsaw Man has... That's what I'm saying. Fujimoto is such a great author because he can write realistic characters of both genders. He writes a very realistic teenage boy and a very realistic teenage girl. You know? Some people might call them unrealistic, which, as a dude, I can't really weigh in on whether or not they are or not. But from the people I've talked to, my friends, they really, vibe with Asa. And I think that is such an underrated talent in manga, because the amount of damsel in distress type characters where you're just kind of like, okay, cool. They show up for one chapter. Like, the drunk girl from Sakamoto days. Lou, have her do something, bro. Like, Hisuke showed up, and he's gotten a whole arc, and he showed up, like, fucking halfway through, and Lou was there since, like, chapter fucking 20 or something, and she has gotten zero development. Other than funny woman drink. Of course, there's also Osaragi, which is a fucking baller character, and the Magnet Girl. So I don't think it's that the author is bad at writing women. I just think that he's probably, like, forgotten about Lou, and is like, oh, fuck, what the shit? What do I do with her right now? I think Lou is probably the next character to get a big arc. Hopefully. If not, I'm going to write a hate mail to the author and ask him to retire. No, I'm just joking. Sakamoto Days is my favorite manga of all time. I would actually just, like, cry myself to sleep for 3 weeks on end if the guy decided to stop. It would be my berserk. What do I mean by that? Berserk is my berserk. Oh my god, the depression I would feel. And the joy I felt when the boat arc was done. There was no greater feeling than finishing the fucking boat. God! Oh, hell yeah. The boat is... Oh, that's so cute. The boat was my hell. I hated the boat so much, man. The boat was so bad. Like, I get... some people, they like the boat. I get it. But you can't... I get it, Miura. You can't unleash, 50 goddamn fucking corkers in a row, right? I still don't know what this does. You can't just keep unleashing bangers. You need a break of just good, right? But, man, the boat... It just kind of felt...
felt like wasted, you know, wasted time and potential. I just didn't like the boat, okay? I'm just gonna end it there. I didn't like the boat. And then it's like, after the boat, you get some of the best, like, artwork and best, you know, you get Casca back as a character in the story, on the fairy island, and you're like, no! Really? The boat! If we just didn't have the boat! And we just went straight to the fairy island, like, we would have been good. I think, didn't the Griffith chapters with him and Rickert happen during the boat art, actually? If so, then I can forgive him for creating the boat. I need to reread Berserk, the later chapters. I've already read the Golden Age like 50 fucking trillion times. Just like that shit from memory, man. I have a scab on my fucking palm that is so annoying because it's peeling by itself. It's getting in the way of my life. Got it from and it's not even above my skin, which is weird because I got it from when my fucking but when a piece of my palm was pinched between the table that I was moving. But anyways, that's enough about me complaining about manga. There's so many manga, man, that really struggle with character writing. Or not struggle with character writing, but struggle with pacing. I think that's the number one issue. Well, I guess issue is the wrong word. It's not really a problem. Fuck. Not really a problem. Well, it is a problem, but why is it so common? I think it's just the nature of manga release. The fact that it's like, it's either your weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, and that the editor's always down your neck being like, hey man, when's the next chapter done? So a lot of mangaka are like, fuck man, I need to I can't think about what to plan ahead when I'm currently dying trying to blast 20 banger pieces of art every week or every month, right? It's hard. Chanterelle. But yeah, Dandadan is great though. If you want some Eugen manga, Dandadan is your homie. Okay, I think I need gold now. Craft quality. Refined quartz. How do I... Oh, I need coal. $15. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Perfect. But, yeah, Dandadan and... I was gonna say Ayashimon, but that's Dunzo. Man, Ayashimon had such great potential, and I think that artist and author works really, really well with just creating good battle shonen focused on battles, less so on the story, because Hell's Paradise was phenomenal. I love Hell's Paradise and its story, and its art. It's so good. I think he is probably my favorite artist. Currently, manga artist. I love his style. I love how he draws expressions and characters. Gabimaru and his fight style is so ruthless and brutal, and it fits his character so well. You know, the girl, Sayako, or whatever her name is, Azumi or something. Actually, let me check. Hell's Paradise, black hair, girl. Aza. Oh, wait, what? Oh, Yuzuriha.
Yuzuriha. No, that's a different one. Even then, Yuzuriha is a good character. I like her. No, it is Aza. No. No, this is the brigand's brother. This girl. Sagiri! That's her name. Sagiri. Yeah, her. Like, her fight style fits her character so well. He tells, like, man, bro, that dude can draw action. Good old red, white, and blue action, you know? And Ayashimon was great. I really enjoyed Ayashimon. I was so sad I got axed after, like, 26 chapters. I love it when manga authors, like, get axed and then they make their final, like, 5 chapters just pissing on the editors and the industry being like, man, fuck you, bro, this shit was goated. Now I have to fucking start from scratch. And honestly valid. Also, I should get some fucking seaweed and some green algae so that I can make another fish pond. So, let's get fishing. Maybe I can catch fucking 6 sturgeon. But, yeah. All of Fujimoto's ex-assistants are, like, absolute goats of the industry currently. Because you have Dandadan, Hell's Paradise, and Spy X Family. Which were all their authors and artists were assistants under Fujimoto. And it's like, bro, what was he feeding them? Because he created the 4 greatest, like, IPs, not IPs, but, like, the 4 forerunners of modern manga currently. It's like those guys, Oshinoko, Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, this is it, Chief. My sturgeon run is over. Yeah, that was it. I tried to be a lot more patient with it, but I should just go fucking full tilt. Also, I was all over the place with that manga rant. I really need to calm down and actually think about the words I'm saying, because that was absolutely horrendous. That was so incohesive and so all over the place. And I did not actually get my fucking thoughts out properly. I feel like I disrespected Togata as a character with how I described him. I'm just so happy that there's a well-written trans character in manga, man. Like, I'm so happy about that. I'm glad manga artists are utilizing or telling stories that aren't as rudimentary with the same basic characters. Is that iridium quality? Nope. Gold. Just get an iridium fishing rod. Ooh. I'm waiting for my pickaxe to be done so I can get fire quartz, which I think completes the... Sorry. What was I saying? I've completely forgotten. Great. Oh, manga artists writing much more complex characters with more not flaws, but with more interesting backgrounds and dynamics. Yeah, I think trans characters are, they have great potential in manga to be really entertaining and really good. I mean, isn't Yamamoto from One Punch Man, One Piece trans? I think that's it. Those are the 2 I can think of off the top of my head. You wanna know the first manga I ever read, like, to completion was fucking Pandora's Hearts. You know how fucking long Pandora's Hearts is? It's like 1,052 chapters or some shit. Like, it is hellish. And I don't remember a single fucking thing from it, which is the worst part. I remember the, like, ending where the main character dies and Cheshire Cat, like, visits his grave or some shit. Or he's in another dimension or something, and he comes back. I don't remember a single fucking thing from Pandora's Hearts. All I remember is I don't remember anything. Like, there was just so many characters, and I couldn't follow it at all. I remember Cheshire Cat and the main character doing some shit. And Cheshire Cat was like a key player, like everybody wanted her or something, or she was super important to something in the story. And then after that, I think I read Nisekoi to completion. And I was giga depressed from Tsugumi losing. Not actually. Tsugumi was just... She should have won, man. She was so sweet and kind, and she was actually, like, useful. Same with Tachibana. I just don't like Chitoge or fucking... Who's the other girl? Onodera. Onodera was just, like, so plain, man. She's so plain. If I had a nickel for every boring-ass, nice girl who bakes bread, I'd have 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's weird that this character archetype is so common. Maybe I just don't like people who make bread. Maybe I just don't like bakers. I think that might be it. I just have a vendetta against fucking bakers in anime. Oh, thank you. This is a rainbow trode. Yeah. Ew, bait. I need that. Just don't give me bait on Twitter, I'll fall for it every time. I'm so easily angered by stupidity, it's actually unhealthy. I got called out for it one time. I was talking to my pal, and he was like, hey, maybe you shouldn't engage with everybody who's dumb. I was like, you know what, that's a good idea. You know, the second now, before, whenever I'd see a statue profile picture, I would just get, just respond naturally, not naturally, instinctively. Nowadays, I see a statue profile picture, man. Buddy, I'm gonna try my best to ignore it. It's so sad that statue profile pictures are synonymous with absolute fucking... Oh, what's a nice word? What's a not mean word? Idiots. Just idiots. Like, you see a statue profile picture, like... You kind of know what they're gonna say, eh? You know what they're gonna say. And it's not gonna be pleasant. Also, I think that... I've been getting recommended that one video on Marcus Aurelius, and it's like, how Marcus Aurelius solved life, and it's like, are you... I don't think Stoicism... Marcus Aurelius was the person who coined Stoicism, right? Marcus Aurelius. Yeah, he's a guy who made... not made, but coined Stoicism in philosophy. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. Stoicism is cool, not caring. But... there's other philosophical viewpoints. Like, there is a problem with Stoicism, and I think a lot of people, like, ignore them, you know? Like, not caring about, you know, life, not life, but being stoic means that you won't really be emotionally fulfilled. Like, that's more difficult. I get it. You want to be cool. You want your epic Roman Empire buddies to pat you on the back and fucking... Okay. I need to calm down. I was about to say something. Oof. But really, bro, personally, I'm a bigger fan of following strict philosophical viewpoints or ideas. You should make your own. I think it's wishful thinking to think that a philosopher's viewpoint is going to perfectly fit your lifestyle and how you want to live. I think that's just wishful thinking and it's not going to happen. You should take components of each philosophy to then apply into your own apply to your own, I guess, mental process. Also, fuck yeah, 2,300! Fishing! Let's go! But yeah, you should take bits and pieces of different philosophical thinkings and viewpoints and perspectives and make your own amalgamation of them that will fit your life the best. And hey, if that is heavily inspired by and if it's heavily inspired by 6, 15, that is 9. And if it's heavily inspired by Stoicism, that's okay. I just don't think you should be following Stoicism to a T, especially if you're young. Because you're just going to become a ball of emotion. And when somebody asks you to comfort them, you're going to be like, shut the fuck up. That's not particularly good. That's kind of mean. I think that was the best thing my philosophy teacher in high school could tell me was you shouldn't come away from this class thinking you've solved life or following a specific philosophical teaching. You should be able to come away from this class being able to think about things using what you've learned and then making your own opinion. You know, that was the best thing they could have told me. My knee's been acting up. Hot pepper. Sure, buddy. You're not gonna get that till next year. Same with you. Same with you. Sturgeon roe. There we are. Preserved in a jar. Wood, stone, and coal. Gonna have Santa's whole goddamn supply by the end of the game. Give me that. Stone. Wood. Oh, I should make 4. I can make 2. Why? Wood. Oh, fuck. That's 3, so it's 6. Okay, so where should I put these barrels? I'll put them along the side of the house. There we are. Looks cute. Alright, now I need to make another fish pond. Is my pick ready? I didn't pay attention to the bottom right. The bottom left. You know, I think, hot take, philosophy should be mandatory in high school. Because, what else are you taking, really? Economics, bro? Fucking nobody pays attention in math class, bro. Oh, I should have thought it was out of door Texas. Man, shut up. You wouldn't have paid attention, man. You would have slacked off. Played fucking Clash Royale on your phone. I know, because I did it. 6. I need, seaweed. Time to fish up. Women love me. Fish fear me. I'm gonna buy one of those hats. Or a Bass Pro Shop hat. I don't know which. I'm on the shelf right now. On the shelf? On the fence. Bro, I ain't no elf. Speaking of elves, I read so many Christmas stories lately. It's actually crazy. Because I worked quite hard, I must say. But, yeah. Because I'm, like, one of the... not few, but... I'm probably the most fluent in English in my... Oh, okay, come on, man. Why you gotta do this to me? Yeah, that ain't happening, Chief. I wasn't in the zone. But I'm the most fluent person there. Okay. In English. So, they want me to do all the readings for story time. And my god, I became so tongue-twisted by the end, because my mouth would be so tired. That's what she said. Yeah, but... You don't realize how hard it is to speak clearly without an accent, or like, or how to, not even voice act, but how to add emphasis to a story. Because if you read it monotonously, with a very monotone voice, the story isn't as engaging as the kids would hope it to be. Whereas if you add, you know, energy and add, I guess, a little bit of chutzpah to it, the kids really enjoy the story more and are a lot more attentive. Which is all I could ask for. Because I want them to shut up and listen. Also, I realize the books nowadays, I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to sound like a boomer, but I think the books I read as a kid were better. I really, really enjoyed the books I read. And I think that, in comparison to some of the modern children's stories, they were really good. That might just be because I love Robert Munsch, and the artist he frequently pairs himself with. And Paper Bag Princess is a bagger. Like, Paper Bag Princess is one of the greatest children's stories ever. I loved it. Or, the one where the guy makes the big cookie with a bunch of Play-Doh and stuff. Okay, come on. What else is another Robert Munsch story? I'm trying to think. The one where you dive into the snow. That's a good one. Prismatic Shark. Where they dive into the snow and they lose their boots. The one where the guy's sleepwalking. The one where they forget their baby at the zoo. Okay, that's not happening. What else is there? The Kisses one. They're also, all the Robert Munsch stories are very Canadian. And that makes them very fun for me and my patriotism. Maybe that's why I'm so patriotic. I was psyoped by fucking Robert Munsch. Then I started to think about that, like, why are my tastes the way they are now? Thinking about, like, what in the past formed them. I came to the conclusion that it's probably the children's stories, realistically. Like, I probably love tomboys because of fucking Paper Bag Princess. Which I think, or any of Robert Munsch's books, because all the characters, all the girls were very, like, vocal and tough and feisty. You know, like, they didn't take shit in Robert Munsch's books, man. They would have thrown hands if the kids allowed. Or maybe it was fucking watching fucking Dragon Ball Z or some shit, I don't know. Or maybe it was Horimiya. Yeah, Horimiya. It was the first manga I've read where I was like, hey, manga's kind of good. And I know this is I think a lot of people read Horimiya and they're like, it's called Horimiya. Where's Horimiya? But I really enjoyed the style it took on in the later chapters, where it was much more like it was just high schoolers living life. I enjoyed that very, very much. I get it. It's called Horimiya. You expect a romance story, but I'm very okay with just experiencing, the side chips, experiencing, the high school life through the eyes of these characters. It felt very chill, Like, you see for me, I would see a new Horimiya chapter, and I knew, hey, it's a good day today. Is anyone going to have a good time watching, the couples that I've viewed since the start of the story have fun? And for me, that was very cathartic, and I really enjoyed it. Which apparently is controversial. A lot of people think that, or don't really appreciate the later chapters of Horimiya. Because of the things I said, of just focusing on the side ships and the side characters, less so on the main couple. Okay, I wanted to get the fucking chest. Hate to see it, hate to see it. How much bait do I have left? Okay, Hundo 50? Jesus Christ, what am I? Goddamn Australian? Replacing every single ending of a word with O? Or an A? I don't know. I should go buy that route. Hell yeah. What's up, big girl? But, who is it? The beach a lot during the summer. The sun at the ocean is so beautiful, isn't it? True. I've only been to the ocean twice. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is probably a hot take. I like rocky beaches more. Now that might be just because I'm Canadian. Oh. Ahoy. Come in, make yourself at home. Yar. I'll give him a pirate accent. Aye, that's good stuff there. The fish go crazy for it. Just make sure to wash your hands good after dipping them in those juices. Damn, bro. The aroma has been known to linger for up to 7 weeks, lad. Fucking Willem Dafoe the Lighthouse. Hey. So, you've been catching a lot of fish? Oh, catching a lot of fish? Yes, I have. Aha! A man after me own heart. You can always trust a fisherman. That's what me old pappy. My old pappy used to say at least. Well, keep it going. If you can catch every fish in these waters, I've got a special prize waiting for you. I'm giving a call. Give me a sec. Alright, well, I'm being called. Everything okay? Aye, well, business has been tough lately. Oh, it all started about the same time that old community centre fell to ruin. Me fish don't sell like they used to. I've been working double time just to make ends meet. Oh, fucking tough. Ow, bro, you sell a tuna, it's like fucking $150. No time for me own projects. But if things picked back up around here, I might have the time to show you something. Heh. Yep, she's back there. An old friend that's seen better days. There, bro. Someday, lad, you'll see what I mean. Hey, thanks, Chief. Alright, iridium rod. And so.
And we'll keep this because this is a really good source of food. Come here. Okay, I'm gonna end stream because I need to go shovel snow because I live in fucking Canada and it is hellish. So, fucking see you later, man. Short ass stream, just an hour. Ciao, ciao.